scrambled some very destructive weather.
Yeah, senior national correspondent Justin Michaels looks at the charm and the challenges of living on the hurricane front lines.
America's 18th state is like no other in so many ways.
Whew, how much time you have for that?
It all began in 1803 when Thomas Jefferson bought much more than today's Louisiana from the French for $15 million.
And they purchased it partially for the strategic asset of the Mississippi River and New Orleans.
But the bayou state's eccentric.
We call our Louisiana guard dog.
And beautiful uniqueness.
It's a shockingly flat landscape.
Has a downside.
First time I've ever seen water sitting in the oil center.
Louisiana is vulnerable to hurricanes for a few reasons.
The Gulf of America is small, so any storm that forms in the Gulf or passes through it is likely going to hit land within just a few days.
The Gulf is the body of water offshore of us, both spawns hurricanes itself, and also we get massive hurricanes that come in from the tropical North Atlantic.
We're a low gradient coastal zone. That basically means we're really flat. So any storm surge is going to penetrate much further inland than it might in other locations.
Even worse, 2 centuries of taming the mighty Mississippi short-circuited a natural land-building process.
Since 1932, we've lost over 2,000 square miles of land in Louisiana. So to put that into context, that's larger than the state of Delaware.
So that water just rushes in.
So your natural protection against hurricanes and other storms is washing away.
Washing away. We don't have no protection.
Wetlands act sort of like a speed bump on the surge that comes in from a hurricane as it approaches land.
Louisiana has endured 13 hurricane landfalls since 2000.
The strongest wind and rain we've seen here.
But even Louisiana's brutal hurricane history has a bright side, like stronger infrastructure.
They put in a multi-billion-dollar seawall over the last decade.
After Katrina, the federal government spent $14.5 billion on improved levees, seawalls, and floodgates in the New Orleans area.
And it actually did protect the city of New Orleans when Hurricane Ida made landfall, which was really important because it was a major system, huge storm surge, but they didn't flood.
Louisiana might be hurricane vulnerable, but communities and people here are stronger because of it.
It's in your blood. Yeah. Salt water gets in your blood.
So they are not disappearing.
Thank y'all for coming.
Anytime soon. So it's been nearly 20 years since Hurricane Katrina devastated Louisiana, and despite successful efforts to boost the resiliency, the coast could still be at risk for more storms. Of course, we know it happens every single year.
It's not only the storms, not only the changing climate, but this is also man-made as well. I mean, New Orleans sits below sea level because we've been draining it over a long, long time.
I'll tell you, when you get out on one of those airboats with those guys who have been on that water since they were infants, and you hear from them how much land used to be there that they used to play on as kids that is no longer there.
Right.
And you didn't even have to ask them questions. They say, well, there used to be land over here. There used to be land over there. I used to play on an island over there. They just started talking and talking and talking about how much has changed in their little corner of the bayou.
And how quickly, by the way.
Yeah, 20 years.
It's interesting, too, like if you have a project at home that you're working on, or like a bike that you always fix up, and then eventually you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to start over and get a new bike. It's almost to a point where, like, you want to think, like, okay, let's start over, but you can't. So we keep boosting money into this to just try to fix the problems that have been created from these storms.
Right, right. And, you know, we explore a lot of that coming up. The Weather Channel has been working for months now on this wonderful 1-hour special about Katrina, 20 years, amazing. You're going to hear more from Captain Randy and Captain Kelly just about how things have changed and what needs to happen moving forward.
Yeah, that airs on the 24th. Is the first time it airs.
Beginning on the 24th.
On the Weather Channel.
Right.
We still have a lot to talk about, though, in the tropics. We'll get to that when we come back.
Am I sad?